Electric buses are central to India's low carbon pathway strategy. Unlike European nations, which largely focused on car-centric electrification, India is more interested in transforming public transport services, including buses and intermediate paratransit services like autos and cabs, into electric. Millions of Indians use these services on daily basis. Presently, around 370 million commuters use approximately 1.7 million buses, and even a small fragment of 10 to 20% electrification can transform millions of trips into zero-emission trips. Since the introduction of faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicle scheme, which is popularly known as FAME scheme, the rapid expansion of electric bus services has happened across geography. Presently, India has around 5,000 electric buses, and this number is going to become fivefold in next 2 to 3 years. Apart from rapid expansion of services, the recent introduction of PM e-bus seva scheme has set up more ambitious targets for spreading electric bus services in the medium and smaller cities of India. More than 100 of such cities have been identified for the introduction of electric bus services. Hi, I am Sayan Roy, working as a Program Manager, Clean Air and Sustainable Mobility Unit with Center for Science and Environment. This optimistic growth has not been easy. Much of this expansion has happened because of the central government's push in the form of purchase incentive under FAME. Later on, the success of demand aggregation model helped lower the upfront cost of buses, so much so that it is equal or even lower than the internal combustion engine buses. The price discovery of CESL Grand Challenge was 23 to 27% lower than the price of IC buses without any subsidy, and with subsidy, the price went down further to 31 to 35%. As a result, central government came out with more ambitious program, National Electric Bus Program or NEBP, to introduce 50,000 electric buses in the next 5 years.
मैं इलेक्ट्रिक बस ये जब आपकी दिल्ली में स्टार्ट हुई थी तभी से चला रहा हूँ। जो ये इलेक्ट्रिक है ये ऑटोमेटिक है, चलाने में बहुत ईजी है और फुल्ली एसी है। एक चार्जिंग में तकरीबन ये 200 किलोमीटर चल जाती है। अब मैं शाम को ड्यूटी करके जाऊँगा 8 घंटे बाद डिपो में ले जाऊँगा तो इसको वहाँ पे चार्जिंग पे लगा देंगे, जो कि पूरी गाड़ी 1.5 से 2 घंटे के अंदर अंदर चार्ज हो जाती है।
Apart from a national push, cities or states themselves are now going ahead with their electrification targets and deploying electric buses. Even after all these developments, electric bus deployment is still limited. Cities have never thought of creating an electric bus ecosystem that is specially designed for electric buses only. Currently, we are standing at a crossroad where next generation transition is required to scale up electric bus services and mainstreams them to act as a dominant service in cities. For that, we need an innovative and flexible framework and business models particularly appropriate for each city's operational needs and aligned with their financial strength. E-buses are not the same as their IC counterpart. Thus, the service delivery of both cannot be the same either. So, a direct replacement of buses will not work out. Either the schedule needs to be designed in such a way that the bus replacement rate is close to 2, where replacement rate is the number of electric buses required to replace diesel buses, assuming the service delivery is same. Otherwise, the e-bus schedule needs to be designed in such a way that it has one or more charging events in the operational hour to complete the daily operating kilometer. In both cases, transit agencies incur losses, one in the form of additional capital investment and other in the form of operational revenue loss. Apart from this, there are other challenges as well. Let's find out.
जब मान लो किसी बैटरी में भी बैटरी चार्ज कम है, मैं 100% चार्ज नहीं हुआ, तो मेरे को 3 दिन का साइकिल है तो उसको चार्ज करना है, मेरे को ऑटो कट करना ही करना है। नहीं ऑटो कट करने के तो सेल वीक हो जाएगा मेरा। हर एक बैटरी के सेल, उसके अंदर सेल ऐसा है, जिस सेल पे एक भी सेल चार्ज नहीं होगा ना, वो दूसरी बैटरी को भी ख़राब कर देगा और बैटरी पैक को ख़राब कर देगा, और जो बैटरी पैक की लाइफ जो है ना वो बर्बाद हो ख़राब हो जाएगी और लाइफ दे नहीं पाएगा, गाड़ी की बैटरी की लाइफ नहीं दे पाएगा, गाड़ी की लाइफ नहीं दे पाएगा, गाड़ी चल नहीं पाएगी, रोड पे खड़ी रहेगी, बैटरी पैक चेंज करना पड़ेगा, कंज्यूम होगी, सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत हमें आ जाएगी।
Adoption of slow night charging facilities at the depot is increasing dead kilometer and non-revenue hours within the effective operational hours of buses. Lack of integration between vehicle and charging schedule leads to low charger utilization. In some places, poor electricity connectivity badly affect the service delivery. Poor availability of spare parts and long waiting period to get those are a big challenge areas. When it comes to hilly areas, there are some additional challenges. The daily operation kilometer of buses is far less than in plains. Thus, the cost of operation increases. In hills, buses require high floor height, a high ground clearance, high skirt height, and higher degree of angle of approach and departure, whereas almost none of the models suffice this demand, resulting in limited operational coverage. We need to upscale electric bus services to support zero-emission mandate policy. It is quite likely that a national and state-level zero-emission mandate policy for 100% transformation and a downward cost curve can make the market more scalable. More diverse bus models and charging options are required to meet the commuting needs of cities. There is a need for more technological innovation to increase battery cycle life and durability, energy efficiency and range performance. These parameters combined with charging options can have a strong bearing on the operational schedule, length and coverage of the service in the city. We need to transition from limited operation to mainstream electric bus operations. This will require judicious selection of bus technology and also a combination of charging options including opportunity charging. We need a more robust operational plan for vehicle scheduling to maximize the use of infrastructure, and for that cities need network level assessment and evaluation to strengthen the transition plan. This assessment should be done based on the total cost of ownership, which is TCO, for entire operational periods of this infrastructure. TCO approach can help to make optimal choices. Our electric bus program needs to address the local imperatives of hilly towns as well. We need a separate demand aggregation model and incentives to support low occupancy and low range operations.